Chair Shot Reality every single week on WrestleZone.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do everything. Justin LeBar, Juice Springsteen. Juice, the top story of the week to me has got to be Brock Lesnar and the question about what's going to happen. And we know he's the Universal Champion. We know he's defending the title against 3 other guys at SummerSlam. But if he loses, as Paul Heyman said this past week in Pittsburgh, first he says it in Pittsburgh on Raw, if Brock Lesnar loses, Brock's leaving WWE and Heyman's going with him. Now, when I hear this and I'm sitting there in Pittsburgh, here in Pittsburgh watching, I'm like, well, okay, it's a wrestling promo, whatever. But then Paul Heyman doubles down, and on Wednesday night goes on the NBC affiliate channel in New York City, talks to Scott Stanford, and doubles down and breaks kayfabe and says, I don't like storylines where we violate the stipulations. I reiterate, if Brock loses this title, he's leaving and I'm leaving with him. Whew. Which, Juice, I am changing as this goes. Originally when this match was made, before this promo this past week, I thought, okay, perfect scenario for Brock to lose the title but not get pinned. You know, this could be Braun's moment, it could be Roman's moment, whatever. But now, if they're doubling down like that, how do you have Brock lose that title? You have Brock under contract till WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. How do you not, if you're Vince McMahon, have him at Rumble, have him at Mania?
I think he's going to still lose.
And I
think that he's going to lose. They'll do the UFC. They might do the John Jones fight, and Heyman will be in his corner. And then he'll fulfill his Rumble and Mania obligations.
But, I mean, that fight, the earliest it could be is January. So is that fight, after Mania? Because here's my other thought to that. Here's my other thought to that, is that if you're Vince McMahon, right now the world is talking about Brock Lesnar because John Jones has just called him out. So don't you want everybody, ESPN, Fox, everybody talking Brock Lesnar, the WWE Universal Champion, rather than Brock Lesnar, the guy that just lost to these other pro wrestlers?
Well, I mean,
granted,
even if he doesn't get pinned.
Well, still, but I would think if you're Vince McMahon, you would want to have your. Does it? I mean, I get Brock's willing to lose in pro wrestling. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
but if Brock loses, it kind of feels like, I don't know. I mean, to me, I think this is WWE realizing, okay, everybody's wondering, is Brock going to stick around? Is he going to go to UFC? What's going to happen? I think this is WWE capitalizing on that, just making the SummerSlam match that much more interesting with the stipulation.
Right,
but now I think Brock's going to win it.
You think he's going to win
it?
The
fan in me wants Braun. The fan in me wants Braun to win it. But the analyst in me says, how can you have him lose the title right now?
So you think he wins? So he doesn't do anything with the UFC?
I think
you think he just does.
Well, he can't. The suspension isn't lifted until January. I believe.
Then.
If that wasn't the case, then I would think differently. But if Meltzer and these other guys that follow MMA like they do, I don't. Admittedly, they're saying the suspension is not lifted until January. That's the earliest that he could fight. So, and I don't see him fighting. Maybe he fights UFC on the road to Mania. Maybe it's a co-promotion to Mania.
That's what I'm saying.
But even still, wouldn't you want him as your champion on that co-promotion? Wouldn't you want?
I think by then, if it's going to happen at that time, for him to hold the title, I don't think it would matter. If he loses it now, he'll still be just as big once that time comes around.
But Paul Heyman doubling down on, I hate stipulations where we violate it. I'm telling you that I'm leaving if this happens.
Maybe.
I mean, you can always come back, but I mean, come on.
That's all I'm saying. Would you like to see Paul Heyman introduce Brock Lesnar at a UFC event?
Oh, that'd be fabulous. But I can't picture Brock. I cannot. Heyman's one thing. We've seen Heyman come and go. But if Brock's leaving WWE, you have him under contract to WrestleMania. There's no way he's leaving WWE. You're not going to not use Brock.
If Floyd and Conor can do their thing, I think anything's possible.
Don't get me wrong. Brock's definitely going to fight UFC.
Okay, I know, but I'm saying, what if they made the suspension? What if they lifted it for early? Like, I don't know.
I don't know how they can.
I don't know what they can do. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if Jack Tunney comes out and says UFC suspension's been lifted. I don't know. I don't know.
That's why I think I'm not selling all in here.
Again, fan of me. I want Braun.
I want Braun. Who do you want to win?
Braun. That's how I go. But this promo is changing for me, which is what they want. This promo is done what they want. They are working with the point of he's not leaving.
Everything's at work.
It's a work.
That's why I think everything's actually at work, and that's why the fight's going to happen.
Maybe
the fight's going to happen for the Universal title.
Maybe John Jones runs into SummerSlam and helps cost Brock.
And then anything. Maybe they do the fight at another.
Brock loses, Paul Heyman leaves, but then Paul E. Dangerously returns.
Oh, my God. Or Paul Heyman joins John Jones.
You got the shirt on, Paul E. Dangerously.
Yeah.
Paul E. Dangerously
You never know what
returns. ECF&W. All right, we got plenty more to come. Juice and I are going to talk about Shinsuke Nakamura, who beat John Cena. We got Josh Osborne NXT at 90. And Josh and I will also do some debating later this week. We'll bring back an old favorite of reality checks. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a packed weekend of wrestling talk.